What's going on, Knicks Nation? We are back doing another post game. This time, preseason game number 4. The New York Knicks are now 4-0 on this preseason season. One more preseason game left. The Knicks wrapped up their home preseason game by winning 111-105 against the Charlotte Hornets. Appreciate every single one of you guys that are joining me tonight for this post game recap. Some things to talk about. The Knicks rested their starters. So, I kind of like games like this, to be honest with you, because it kind of gives us a glimpse of the bench players and, the guys fighting for spots, rotational minutes. And, I kind of like watching games like this. So, no Brunson, Mikal, Anunoby, Cat, all the starters were rested. So the starting 5 to start this game was Achua, Sims, Payne, McBride, and Landry Shamet. Big task, man. What's going on? Chris, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this preseason post game. So yeah, right off the jump, man. I mean, let's get into it, right? I mean, Precious Achua, by the way, with a great game, 20 points, 16 rebounds, just more of what he's been doing for us, being that rock solid backup power forward that he will be throughout the season. So he looks like he's ready for the season. Campaign, loved Campaign's intensity tonight, and he was playing like it was like a playoff game out there. I mean, there was times in this game where he was going back and forth with LaMelo Ball, and I love it. It's literally a preseason game in Madison Square Garden, and he's playing like it's a playoff game. The intensity. He got that dog in him. Campaign is, he's not someone to be messed with on the court, and he got into it Brunson last year, and we all remember that. But Campaign is going to provide a huge boost for us come, regular season. Now that this, Shamet, the Shamet injury sucks, right? We don't know the severity of it. I'm trying to get updates if Tom Thibodeau is going to speak while I'm doing this post game, but Shamet looked like he got the same injury as Julius Randle. The shoulder looked dislocated, and I had Shamet making the team, and I had Shamet possibly in the rotation. So that Shamet injury could be a little bit concerning for the Knicks depth, but all in all, just a great showing from the young guys. And Dadiet, Pacome Dadiet in the second quarter, right? And then we'll get back to Shamet and Payne and whatnot. But Dadiet looked good in that second quarter, right? He looked good. 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 3-point shots in that second quarter, I believe. And he finished with, hold on, let me share my screen with you guys. Dadiet looked good. 28 minutes, 6 of 11 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound, 1 steal for Pacome Dadiet. That's what you want to see out of your first round pick, right? You want to see games like this. You want to see some development, and he looked good. His shot looked smooth, extremely smooth tonight. He just looked relaxed out there. He didn't force anything. He took the open shot. Kolek found him a couple of times in the corner. You're open, shoot it. Simple basketball. And Pacome Dadiet with a great game for the New York Knicks tonight. And that's what we want to see from our first round pick, right? I mean, you want to see games like this. Now, he's not going to be in the rotation. Probably will spend a lot of times in the G League. But you want to, build up his confidence. The guys are probably like excited for him in the locker room, and I just love what I saw from him. I really do. Even some defensive possessions, especially in the fourth quarter. He really looked like, he's been working. He's been, obviously Tom Thibodeau's probably been yelling at him behind the scenes and whatnot, like he does with everybody. But even a couple of last defensive possessions where I thought he closed out really well, contested the shot, and just an all-in-all great game from Dadiet. That's what you want to see out of your first round pick is that game like that. And, we got it. We got it. What's up, everybody? Victor, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Chris Connors, unfortunately, Landry Shaman and Jericho Sims might get dropped. It is what it is. We'll talk about Jericho Sims in a bit. And Ariel Helporti. I got some things to say about that. Mike, what's going on? Yo, Ant, what's good? What's going on, Mike? Appreciate you hopping in here. Who's got the bench in the NBA? Yeah, look, a lot of talk has been surrounding the Knicks' depth, right? They made that trade. People have been talking about our depth, but guys, from what I've been seeing from Payne, from obviously Deuce, 6th man of the year, Deuce McBride, I love it. And Precious, 20 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists. He's ready. The guys are ready. Payne especially. Me personally, like Cam Payne, I didn't really – this was before the trade when Dante was here. I didn't think Payne was going to crack the rotation. Now they traded away Dante. Now things open up. Payne is going to be a major piece for us coming in off that bench. Major. And – a couple of things I like about Payne is that his tenacity, and he's just a smart basketball player. Like, that kind of goes under the radar a little bit. His basketball IQ is just, he's smart. He even can play make a little bit. 8 assists. There's a few games this preseason where he's had over 5-6 assists. And you love to see that. And, of course, we all know him to be a great three-point shooter. And, of course, he's not going to take any crap from anybody. So, Payne has been really good for this Knicks team coming in off the bench so far in the preseason. Chris says, I had no idea when it comes to Pacome Dadiet, totally different from how he played in the Summer League. That is important. Dadiet in the Summer League, he really didn't play well, right? And it's the Summer League. I didn't really, want to take anything from that. But tonight, he just looked calm out there, right? Like I said, parked in the corner a couple of times, and shout out to Kolek for finding him in the corner, open, shoot it, smooth shot, right? He has this smooth rainbow shot, and we all knew that, in the draft process, and obviously from seeing his shot in the Summer League. But tonight was a huge confidence booster for Pacome Dadiet's development. And look, Knicks have had success late in the first round, and I don't, really expect much from Dadiet this year. I expect to see him a lot in the G League, but tonight was a great step for the young man, and I'm happy that, he played amazing today. He really did. Just a great game from Dadiet all around, honestly. Even his defensive, a couple of defensive possessions there, like I said. Pac. Cam is balling. What's going on, Nostalgic? Appreciate you in the chat. Amanda, what's up, Amanda? How are you? Precious has to stay. His words at the end were so heartwarming, and he is a beast. Yeah, I caught some of that. I didn't catch his full interview, but gotta love Precious Achiuwa. Gotta love him. The throw-in, right, of the OG Anunoby trade. Obviously, he's not a throw-in, but he's just, so another important piece for us coming in off that bench. Another important piece for us backing up Cat and backing up OG, and he's just gonna come in, grab every single rebound, and even hit a few threes tonight, right? A couple threes tonight, 2 or 3 from 3 tonight. And we saw that this summer from Precious Achiuwa working on his 3-point shot, and maybe that's a new wrinkle in his game. Look, 2 or 3 from 3 tonight. I know it's preseason, but Precious is just like. He's just awesome, man. I said it in the player preview. Even last year, we had this crazy stretch where he was playing 40-plus minutes in, 8 or 9 straight games. He was just amazing for us. He's just going to continue to be that rock-solid guy, the defender off the bench. Even in the playoffs, he was good for us. And he's just going to do great things when his name is going to be called upon. And another great game from Precious tonight against the Hornets. Yeah. How much more can you ask for Precious than that tonight, bro? Yeah. Precious Achiuwa equals a taller Josh Hart that hits threes. Yeah. Precious would what I love is a efficient game, 6 offensive boards, and losing the, Hartenstein, Randall, and, Mitch Robinson has been out. The rebounding is going to take a hit a little bit, but you love to see Precious Achiuwa with the 6 offensive boards tonight, the 3 assists to go along with that, 20 points, and 2 or 3 from 3. I mean, show me you got a little 3-point shot, and I'll sign up for that. I mean, and just great game from Precious all around. Miles McBride again, 6th man of the year. Miles McBride, awesome game. Dibs actually put him back in the game later on in the game to kind of seal the deal, which I thought was hilarious. But all right, let's get to so Precious, great game. Pacome Dadiet, great game. What you want to see out of your first round pick. You want to see these building moments. You want to see these confidence boosters. Hopefully in the next game he can get out there and do similar things like he did tonight. Shoot it when you're open. Just high basketball IQ plays. Defense was, I thought, underrated tonight as well. Just a great game from Dadiet. Shaman, I thought, he started off slow, but then he picked back up, and then unfortunately he got hurt. And it looked like the same injury as the Julius Randle injury. Now, I don't know the severity. I don't know the latest reports on the Shaman injury. Hoping for the best, but we just have to wait and see regarding that. I mean, he was scheduled to make the team, and I just don't know anymore. But, I don't know. If let's say we lose Shamit for like a significant amount of time, I think that's like a kind of like a sneaky bad loss in a sense, because yes, that kind of opens up more minutes for Kolek, which we want. But Shamit was just that beautiful catch and shoot 3-point shooter, and he had chemistry with Mikal Bridges, and I know sometimes his shot, like I think last year he shot like 33% with the Wizards, but I don't know. We just have to wait and see regarding his injury. Hopefully it's nothing serious regarding Shamit, but he might be gone anyway. He might be gone. But we saw some good things from Warren, who stepped up tonight, TJ Warren, so he might replace Landry Shamit. So we just have to wait and see about regarding the Shamit injury. But Kolek, I mean, 24 minutes. His shot wasn't falling tonight, right? 1 of 6 from 3 tonight. 7 points. Florida with a triple-double. I think he almost had a triple-double at halftime. I think he had 5 points at halftime, and he only finished with 7 points. But boy, does Tyler Kolek know how to work a pick and roll. 9 assists tonight in 24 minutes. I mean, we all know him to be a great passer. And he's just, in my opinion, he's look, I would like to see him in the rotation, but I think we got to see the rotation in the last game versus Minnesota Timberwolves. I didn't get a chance to do the post game, but no Kolek played in that game. So now they have to deal with this Shaman injury. Maybe that opens up minutes for Kolek. But Kolek's just amazing passer, amazing pick and roll player. Him and Huck Porty have some type of chemistry going on, and it's amazing, honestly. I mean, it stemmed from the summer league, and now it's carrying over to these preseason games. I mean, Tyler Kolek and Huck Porty have been awesome. And even it's not just Kolek and Huck Porty. It's just Kolek was that guy finding, Dadiet in those corners, finding Campaign. I mean, he just finds guys in spots, and he puts them in, high leverage situations, and they take high percentage shots. And, a point guard like that who just knows how to read the floor and just can control an offense, it's just amazing to see. And these guys are rookies, these guys are rookies. So for Kolek to do that and for Huck Porty to do that, just amazing to see. Kolek, Huck Porty chemistry is money in the bank. I was surprised by. All right, Mike, what's going? Mike says Hornets starters versus Knicks bench, and they still got packed up. I was looking forward to this game because I seen Celtics bench run over a few teams, and tonight we're lined up with them. Yeah, I mean, we were giving Ball some issues. I mean, our bench it's just to show you how good of a squad we are. It's just to show you that noise about our depth is just, we know what we have in the locker room, and the Knicks know what they have. When you pair Kolek and McBride and Payne and, Precious, Knicks have some good depth. Losing Shamet tonight, once again, don't know the severity, but Kolek can step in. Pacome Dadiet with a good game tonight. TJ Warren can step in and score some buckets. 7 rebounds for TJ Warren, 2 offensive, by the way. And so yeah, pack them up, Mike. Pack them up. Chris Conner, you see Kolek and Huck Porty communicating on and off the court. That's good. Shout out to the Huck Hive. Yeah, man. You guys want to get to Huck Porty? I mean, Guys, Huck Porty. I mean, I kind of knew this coming into the season. I know it's preseason, but Huck Porty tonight gave me some Mitch vibes, right? I mean, there was one player in particular where he got switched with the guard and kind of he stayed with his defender, wound up blocking the shot. I have the video on the let me just show the video on the Knicks Nation page. Wait, yeah, here it is. So he gets switched with the guard, right, in the pick and roll. Then he's kind of on an island, right? Gets crossed over a little bit, recovers, winds up blocking the shot, grabs the rebound, and has the awareness to pass it out. And then the Knicks are rolling from there. But guys, Jericho Sims. So I think is it fair to say that Huck Porty has just been outplaying Jericho Sims this preseason? Is it fair to say that? Ariel Hickporty has been outplaying Jericho Sims. And I think the Knicks have a very interesting decision to make regarding the backup center position, even if they even play Jericho Sims when the season starts. Huck Porty's just been awesome. I mean, and I know it's preseason. I know a lot of people are going to push back, but look, it's merit-based, right? That's what Tom Thibodeau loves to say. But like, I love Jericho Sims. I want him to succeed in this league. But I mean, from what I've seen, it's just Huck Porty is just around the rim. His hands are just smooth, and he can finish around the rim. He's a good defender. He's a good rebounder. He's lengthy. He's tall. Chemistry with Kolek, and he just during these like first couple of preseason games that he's played in, he's looked the part, right? And I know that tonight the numbers really didn't say much for Huck Porty, but the eye test is what's selling me. You know, he 22 minutes tonight, 4-6 from the field, 5 rebounds, 1 offensive, 8 points, 1 block, 1 assist. The eye test is just telling me Huck Porty is good. And I don't know, like the Knicks hired the guy from Bryant from the Detroit Pistons. I think his last name was Bryant, the big man guru who kind of grooms these big men. And you know, they've been working with Jericho Sims. They even put out a report last week saying that the Knicks were really working with Jericho Sims' development this summer. Well, I mean, Huck Porty's just been outplaying him. You know, he's been outplaying him these preseason games. And Sims tonight, 20 minutes, Huck Porty 20 minutes, 22 minutes. And I feel like Tom Thibodeau sees that, and it's something to watch. It really is. But Sims can offer the offensive rebound. There was a lot of times tonight where he went up strong for offensive rebounds. 5 offensive rebounds for Jericho Sims tonight. He finished with 10 rebounds. So he's improving in that regard. But Huck Porty has just been impressing me from start to finish. I mean, the chemistry, as we see with Kolek, is amazing. And you kind of love to see that. I just, going back to what I said to start the post game, this game, these are the types of games I like to watch because it shows you the development, right? It shows you the development of your young guys. You kind of want to see the development. You kind of want to see what they've been working on and what they can work on. And Huck Porty has impressed. He's, you know, I did a player preview for Huck Porty, and I kind of said, I think, you know, I don't want to sound too like Nick fanboyish, but I think he can fight his way to become that backup center for the Knicks eventually, right? But he's been impressive. Dork Soros, Huck Porty got more highlights in one game than Sims got in 4 years. Look, Sims has caught some bodies, Dork. But yeah, Huck Porty caught two dunks tonight from Huck Porty tonight, and just yamming it all over the Charlotte Hornets tonight. And you know, it's a question. It's going to be a question. Does he kind of work his way in the rotation, a backup cat to be that backup center position? Or does Tom Thibodeau shrink his rotation and not play either Sims or Huck Porty? That's one thing to watch come the first game of the season. But, you know, in my opinion, Huck Porty has just been, you know, impressive, really impressive. And we saw this in the summer league, and it's carrying over to these preseason games. So that's exactly what you want to see from your young guys and what you want to see from your young players all around. So great game for the Knicks. Great game all around. Good development game. Good. These are the types of games you want to see, and you just want to see the guys working and want to see the guys. Dork Sora is only his 4th NBA game, by the way. Exactly. Ariel Hukporty. Trying to see if I can get a update on. Yeah, the rookies. Dadiet 16 points. Kolek 7 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Hukporty 8 points, 5 rebounds. That's from Teg. Shout out to Teg on Twitter. He's a good follow. But yeah, I mean, tonight was a great game for the rookies, right? I mean, Kolek, Dadiet, Hukporty all had great games tonight against the Hornets. Pretty much 1A lineup, and we won. We're undefeated in the preseason, and let's get going. I'm trying to see if we can get an update on Shamet, but not sure if I see anything. All right. Not sure if I see anything. So if you guys see an update, let me know. Hit him up says might be in trouble if we lose Shaman or sign TJ or go after Markel Folks. Yeah, look, I wrote in my notes that the Shaman injury, I said I know this is a crazy thing to say, but losing Shamet for any significant amount of time could be like a sneaky loss for the Knicks, because I do think that he was going to be in the rotation. I do. And his chemistry with Mikel and his, just run him off the curls, get him open, that 3-point shooter in case you need a 3-point shot, who knows how to work his way, in these spaces, in these creases on the offense, and knows how to catch and shoot. Great catch and shoot 3-point shooter. And losing that for any significant amount of time is a blow. It is. But hope for the best for Shamet. He is streaky. Like Nostalgic says in the chat, he is streaky, but, it's just, I don't know, because the rotation is kind of set, in my opinion. And I think the rotation was the rotation where what we saw in the Minnesota Timberwolves game. And I'm just going back to that box score, because Kolek didn't play in that game versus the Timberwolves. And I think that's kind of the rotation that Dibs kind of wants to roll with for the majority part of that game. So just going back to that game. Yeah, he played Payne off the bench, McBride, Sims 13 minutes. So Sims is going to be in that 10 to 13 minutes threshold. This is the Minnesota Timberwolves game, by the way. And then the starters played close to 30 minutes. Precious 19, Sims 13, Payne 20, McBride 24, and Shamet 22. I think that was your rotation right there in the Minnesota Timberwolves game with the starters. And Hukporty didn't play 5 minutes, but in garbage time. No Dadiet, no Kolek in that game. So Shamet was going to be in the rotation. I do think that. I could be wrong, but I do think Shamet was going to be in the Knicks rotation. So just have to wait an update regarding him, and we just go from there. Can Kolek kind of, come in here and do his thing? Yeah, he can. But, two different players. Obviously, Kolek is great at some things, and Shamet is good at other things. But, we just have to wait and see regarding that, what that injury looks like. Yeah, Lewis, Shamet injury looks like that Randrew. As soon as it happened, as soon as he was on the floor grabbing his shoulder, I have the picture of his shoulder kind of popped out. I didn't really want to tweet it because it was just a nasty picture. And it looked exactly like the Julius Randle injury, and we just have to hope for the best. So, Chris says, I thought it was between Shamet or Cam anyway. Cam definitely would have got that pick either way. Yeah, Cam, you're talking about the rotation, or you talking about the... Yeah, Cam was always going to be in the rotation. And what we saw tonight, exactly going back to campaign, the feistiness, the aggressiveness, the crap talking to the Hornets and diving for loose balls in a damn preseason game. And that's what you want to see out of your bench. Kind of like those glue guys. And you have that in Shamet. I mean, not Shamet. You have that in Payne, Deuce, Precious. Those are 3 guaranteed ballers off your bench, right? So you just have to find that 4 to 5 guys off the bench. So I know during the season the Knicks want to go nine deep. Playoffs, that shrinks to 8. Sometimes even 7. But during the season, you kind of want to go 9 deep, and 9 or 10-ish, depending on the game. But, now it's a question of if Shamet was going to be in the rotation, who's that 9th guy now? If Shamet was going to be injured for a long period of time. Will it be Warren? Would it just be Kolek? I personally feel like Kolek can do it. I think Kolek can kind of run the offense, and you can kind of have Deuce McBride kind of as that shooter that is running off pick and rolls. He could do it. I like that personally, and I think now if Shamet is gone for the whole season, or if we cut him, I think that opens up the opportunity for Tyler Kolek to definitely get some playing time and definitely be in the rotation, because before we didn't know if Kolek was going to crack the rotation. But now I think it's a huge possibility for Tyler Kolek to be a part of this rotation going forward. So, yeah, it's the mystery question. And, I don't know if the Knicks are going to play their starters in the last game versus the Wizards, the last preseason game. But it's going to be answered quickly. Look, Tom Thibodeau is going to be asked that, and we just have to wait and see regarding the Shamet injury, how severe it is. But I do think he was going to be in the rotation, and now maybe that opens up some minutes for Tyler Kolek, and I think the Knicks can kind of mix and match different lineups here and there, and we just have to go from there. But all in all, great game for the Knicks. They are now 4-0 during the preseason, undefeated. The guys on the bench, we saw all the guys on the bench having fun, getting some rest. We saw Cat with the jersey. Let me see if I can get a picture. And then Brunson and Hart goofing around on the bench. Just all in all, great game for the guys, and just a great developmental game for the young players. And that's what you want to see out of your young players is these types of developmental games, and that's what you want to see in the preseason. You want to see your starters, of course. Those guys still need to mesh. Those guys still need to play well. Still got to implement Bridges, and Josh Hart still has to find his way in the offense. And OG Anunoby, I'm not concerned, but Bridges and Hart still have to find their spots on this offense, and I think they will. It takes time though. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not. A lot of new pieces in the starting lineup, a lot of new faces on the Knicks team, and it's gonna take some time. I guarantee if we go to Boston, if we beat Boston, it's going to be we're going to the championship. I guarantee that. But this was Cat tonight in his Diplomats jersey. So shout out to Cat. This was in reaction to that Huck Porty jam. Chris Connor, I would give it to TJ Warren just because of experience he has. I mean, that 10th guy, that 9th guy off the Knicks bench is going to be interesting if Shamet is going to be gone. TJ Warren could do it. He could score. Bigger body. He's a big body, experienced. He's a vet. He could score. He could put the ball in the basket. And he's not a dumb player. But it's if Tom Thibodeau wants to, it's going to be all matchup based, honestly, because I personally want to see Kolek in there, but I don't know. I don't know whether because Kolek is like an undersized point guard, and you're gonna have lineups with Kolek, Deuce, maybe Mikal mixed in there as well off the bench. But it's just to show you that signing of TJ Warren was big, because now if look, I'm hoping that if they can just pop Shamet's shoulder back into place and we can just move on, right? It's a possibility. I've seen scenarios where players have done that. Shoulder pops out, pop it back in, we move on. But it's all about the ligament damage in there. We have to watch and, see what's going on regarding that injury. But just love what I saw from everyone. Just a great game all around, and just a great all around developmental game for the New York Knicks. And we just have to, hope for the best regarding the Shaman injury, and we just go from there. But yeah, I mean, anything else I wanted to touch on tonight? Campaign, awesome. Kolek just knows how to work the pick and roll. Hukporty, Sims, that's a situation to watch. Definitely a situation to watch. The rotation is going to be something to watch. I think the rotation that we saw versus the Minnesota Timberwolves is kind of the rotation that we're going to see moving forward. But I just love games like tonight. All around great game for the New York Knicks. Next preseason game is against the Washington Wizards, and then the real show starts. I can't wait. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We do post games every game. And next week, that's it. Next week, we are 1 week away from the Knicks-Celtics matchup. I cannot wait for that. Chris says, I can't see the coach adding just one rookie in and not the others. I want to see Kolek, Hukporty, and Dadiet make the backup roster next season together. Still have yet to see from Kevin McCullough. Yeah, McCullough is kind of nursing an injury, I think. That's what they said. So McCullough, too, has that high, in terms of like his draft pedigree. He could score. He's a great defender, but injuries have kind of just derailed him. And he's dealing with another injury right now. So if you're not on the court, we can't judge you. E-Money, what's going on? This is going to be a fun season. It is. I was thinking of that, this is going to be an amazing fun season all around. I mean, the Cat rebounding numbers, I think he's like 16 and like 19 rebounds in the last 2 games. If I'm not mistaken, I'm probably getting those numbers wrong, but he's in double-digit rebounds in the last 2 games. I personally think him at the center position, he will have an average, career number in terms of his rebounding numbers, but it's going to be a super fun season. I mean, Brunson, I think, has a chance to be the MVP. I mean, he has a shot at it. Cat, I think, Cat is amazing. I think Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, that wrinkle is going to be fun to watch. We saw a little bit of it, the game a couple of games ago where they were locking down both of them and they were taking turns. So, but offensively, I think, it's going to take some guys, some games for these guys to adjust and know where their spots are in this offense, especially Mikal. I think it's going to take longer for Mikal to adjust than Anunoby, but all in all, it's going to be a fun season. But great game for the Knicks. Shout out to Precious. Shout out to the young guys. Shout out to the rookies. Shout out to Deuce. Shout out to the squad. Undefeated in this preseason. I can't wait for the real stuff to start. Appreciate every single one of you that joined me here tonight. We will be back. The last preseason game is in a few days, and then that's when the real stuff starts. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you, as always, in the chat, supporting in here, giving me your time, and I'll catch you guys in the next post game. Peace.